Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Kevin, Ryan, Neowayne, and I are back for more Survivor 1 through 50. We're here for Second Chance. We're here for the season the fans voted people on. This is going to be so exciting. So let's jump right into it. Why did you guys want to discuss this?
Is this the best cast of all time, and is it because the fans chose it? Right? Like,
yeah, it's definitely up there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes, there's some omissions that the fans didn't vote in that we'll talk about.
But even like who they did vote in.
I don't know. I mean, all right. Because the thing is, they did bring some of those people back literally 3 seasons later. Like, they were like, Troy Zan didn't make it. Brad Culpepper didn't make it. All right, we're putting him on anyway now.
Stop shoving Brad Culpepper down our throats.
We'll get there.
So yeah, like looking at who actually made the cast, like maybe Monica's a bit of a surprise because she's like a smaller character in Samoa, but like also had potential on her tribe. Like I see where the votes came from. So like maybe not her, and like Abby Maria is kind of a surprise, but also kind of not a surprise because, like,
well, I mean, I feel like she had to be on that season.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with Abby making it on.
Right. So, like, but like, aside from those two, like, I think everybody here like has an argument to be on it, right? Like, has an argument to be made of why they should be picked. Like, like I don't think there's any like, and I think any of them could have done well if circumstances are different, right? Like some of them did not pan out so great in the like as it played out, and so like in the hindsight of like, well, I mean, maybe they should have been. I mean, maybe they should have been there, but like in terms of the voting for those people, like I absolutely voted for Jeff Varner.
Yeah,
Season 2,
I did too.
Yeah,
I absolutely voted for Jeff Varner. I didn't even
see
crash and burn twice?
Yet, but I voted for him.
Right. Did he crash and burn twice? He 100% did.
Oh,
but did I vote for him because he was like one of the smart people who went early in like an early season? I absolutely 100% did. Right? Like PG, I absolutely voted for PG. So like some of these people who necessarily, and Shirin, listen, Shirin flamed out hard this season, but like her story the season before, like the way that she was treated and everything, like I absolutely was like, bring her back and give her another chance. And then she kind of like took a foot in my mouth. But like, in terms of how the vote went, like most of these people, I think, make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
personally. Yeah.
Ryan, your thoughts on the second chance vote?
All right. So I didn't see all the seasons at this point. So like some of the earlier ones, like I started like watching around Tocantins, like near the end of that, and then fully through Samoa. So I was a lot more familiar with a lot of the newbies. But like there were some people from like older seasons that I voted for simply because I'm like, you know what? I haven't gotten a chance to see them yet. Why not? I will say that, and I was talking a little bit about this with Jake beforehand, but it's like, I know some people are like, well, why are they on the ballot? It's like, well, if you think about it for the simple fact of second chance, what could they potentially like bring to a second chance? Or like, like there were some people on the ballot from like the dark ages, like like 21 through 24 that were on there. And it's like, oh, well, why do you bring her? Well, she kind of got eliminated because of this, or, well, she was on a season with Boston Rob, or, well, they kind of played second fiddle to this person, or what if they didn't, like all of it made sense, or like, even like Troy Zan, which, is like, well, if the ladies didn't get all together and everything, and then like, Pagong the guys, like, it could have been a totally different thing. So like, that's something of a second chance story. And I do like how they encompass that theme throughout everything as well. And it was a lot of fun, especially as a newer fan to do something like that. It was cool.
Yeah, and I think too of people like Kimmi, right? Like Kimmi hadn't been on in so long, but like T-Bird hadn't been on so long. So like I voted for T-Bird, but I also voted for Kimmi. And like talk about people who made a lot out of their second chance. Like Kimmi and Kelley Wentworth.
Wentworth.
Like
I was gonna say Wigglesworth didn't do too much.
wrong W worth. But
Well,
and like Kelley Wigglesworth is the first runner-up of the show.
She had to be there.
You have to go with that.
She had to be there. She just didn't do enough. Like producers literally took her out of the edit because she wasn't.
It's to me it's like weird how much she was edited out because she's such a like major like part of the franchise, but also that's how good the season is.
Yeah. For me, so obviously Jim Rice, I've talked about it on the previous episodes of the 1 through 50 with Jim Rice, my connection to him. So I obviously voted for Jim. I'm like, oh my God, someone that I've actually talked to. Unfortunately, he didn't make it on because I definitely think the bias against the Dark Ages hurt him. I actually would love to see Jim get another shot at the game. I think he had a lot of potential as a strategist. I think out of the people that did make it on, I didn't vote for Monica Padilla. I definitely voted for T-Bird. I think T-Bird was robbed. I voted for Shane Powers. I think Shane Powers was robbed, personally. Yeah. So that was a big snub. And then I feel like, so I knew he was going to get on, but I never bought into the Joe hype completely, to be honest. Like, I feel like he was doing everything that Mike Holloway just ended up doing better. So like I don't know.
Joe at the time was one of like the most popular like hero characters.
I knew he was making it. Like
I don't know if I voted for him.
Right.
And I don't know if I voted for Wu, just because like Wu wooed himself. But because I just personally like it wasn't against them. Like I like both of them, but like I liked other people better.
Well, and
I voted everyone from Cagayan. I was like, I love this season. Come on in, guys.
Right. Well, we knew all four of them from Cagayan were making it on. Like, it was obvious that no one from that season was getting snubbed. So I think Wu was the only one of those four that I didn't end up voting for, but I voted for Kass, Tasha, and Spencer.
Actually, looking at the guys who didn't make it, I probably voted for Mike because again, he's like hero of heroes at the time. I don't remember if I voted for Shane. I appreciate everything Shane did. When Shane said, "I'm gonna come to your shitty apartment and kill you," and Courtney was mad because she doesn't have a shitty apartment. That moment is gold, right? Like, so I love Shane, but like when I think of that scene, like he got played so hard by Sari that like I don't remember if I voted for him or not. I don't think that I did. I think that I voted for Mike, and I think that I probably voted for Jim. I know that I didn't vote for Max. I didn't vote for Brad.
Yeah, I didn't vote for either of them.
I think I may have voted for Brad. I like Blood versus Water as well. So like, I was like, all right, I'd be down to see him again. I know I voted for Keith Nale because he's Keith Nale. Like, watching this again.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it a little bit.
What's not to love about Keith Nale?
I'm gonna be so excited. As my headline is Keith Nale's Tuk Tuk, I'm excited to talk about that man again. Sadly, for the last time, I would have loved to see Keith come back for a third chance because he's just so likable, and like everything he does on this season, especially, is even more than the first time. I think is just gold, as I'm sure we'll bring up. So So, but I think that's enough about the second chance vote. Let's get into the actual season. So we start off, they get the classic Marooning. We get Kelley Wigglesworth jumping off the boat. You got Wu and Joe following after. Like, it's just such an epic Marooning. And then we get the intro back for the first time in like 5 seasons. So that's nice.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, before it went on hiatus again.
Right. I mean, you have to intro this cast. You have to give them their due.
Yeah, 100%. And like
100%.
even just like showing like their epic like journeys of like their second chance story like in the beginning was so cool. So and also just like I did want to mention as well, because I didn't mention it, we have had Terry Deitz and Stephen Fishbach on Tribe of Nerds on the What Ifs. So getting to talk about them now after interviewing them is so surreal. Like I still can't believe that we talked to both of them, and I'm sure again we'll touch on Terry's story that happens in this season. We'll touch on what Fishbach does. So yeah. So
even though it was more miserable for him, I did like Steven's story more in this one.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Might be a little crazy, but I was like, I liked Steven more this season than in Tocantins.
I think his story was more complex, weirdly enough. Like I feel like it wasn't as complex the first time, and like I feel like here we got to see every layer of who Stephen Fishbach is. So I liked that a lot. But yeah, so we have the Marooning, and then they're put in the camps, and immediately I feel like you have Bion, that's kind of like the Kumbaya tribe, and then you have Takeo, who's like a big mess of everybody.
The chaos.
Yeah, you have everybody strategizing except for like a few people that are working in the shelter that are like the old school people, and then you have Jeff Varner running around playing both alliances, which is just insane. Like it's just insane. So
I do love when someone from an old season, when it was a very much a like survival show, comes back in like a more modern time and plays well. I love that.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't go his way. He gets swap screwed. But like that he like isn't just playing old school Survivor of like, let's build a shelter. If you can't build a shelter because you don't work around camp, you need to be voted out, right? Like, no, he's there to play.
Yeah.
He was like for it, and like there's a reason why they brought him back again in Game Changers. It was like he had a lot of potential. It was just like the challenges and stuff weren't his deal.
We're also like we're not gonna talk about him off the show.
Yeah, that we won't touch on him.
This is purely my thoughts about watching him as a character on Survivor.
Yes. I agree with that as well, and I think with the same with a few other people. Like, let's just focus on them on the show.
Correct.
So, I love the Takeo tribe. I have a cup, Survivor Second Chance cup with Takeo colors. I love green, so I was like, also I was a huge Spencer fan, so like I'm so excited to see Spencer.
Okay, I respect and I like Spencer. I love Tasha. I love her.
Tasha's great too.
Tasha is great.
Yeah,
Tasha
great. Yeah, like I love that she came in as like, I didn't lie enough the first time. My church was like, you need to lie and backstab and do everything necessary. So like, I kind of wish we got to see more of Tasha in the edit, because I feel like they showed some of her, but I don't feel like they showed enough of what she was doing throughout the entire game.
Oh yeah, I mean because it's Jeremy or Spencer, so like she's not going to get as much of the edit, but like that she was playing hard.
Oh yeah. I mean we'll get to her swap situation, where I think is probably the best part of her game. So yeah. But let's keep going. So then Takeo ends up losing the first challenge, but we have a big thing of the idol is hidden at the challenge for the first time ever. Kelley Wentworth proves herself. She comes in, nobody remembers who she was, and she comes in and immediately defines herself. So
I'm not gonna lie, when I voted, I wrote down everyone's first name. I forgot there were two Kellys, and I just voted for Kelley twice.
They're Kelley W. Worth. Kelley W. Worth. They both are.
It's so funny, and they ended up on the same starting drive.
I know they're not even like, you can't even say Kelley W. It's Kelley with an E and Kelley without an E.
I'm more of a phonetic person.
I'm
making sounds, not letters.
I was absolutely voted for Kelley Wentworth. I voted for both Kellys. I absolutely voted for Kelley Wentworth because, like I said, when I was doing San Juan del Sur, like I saw in her. I saw that she had this potential in her, and so like I was like, no, I'm voting for her. And then she gets on, and I'm like, yes, I knew it. I knew she was great. And then she does this, and I'm like, oh, like that's my girl.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
proud dad, even though like she's probably only like a couple years younger than me. Like
I think that's accurate. But she's so good. And then we're gonna get to the tribal council, and it seems like Abby is on the chopping block. You know, she's trying to get her bracelet. Thinks PG took the bracelet, which is amazing TV. And then you have Vytas kind of creeping everybody out with his yoga and his underwear, which Vytas maybe don't do that.
I remember really liking Vytas in Blood versus Water.
I did too.
And even when
Same.
I remember Shirin like watching it for the first time being like, I found him kind of smarmy. I'm like, what are you talking about, Shirin? Like Vytas was like, Aris' cool brother. What are you talking about? And then I was like,
Yeah. I mean, you definitely don't want to just be doing like yoga in your underwear in front of everybody.
Now, do I assume that there are other parts of his game and like they're showing that because that's the reason that people like? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I assume that there's more to this person, but like I didn't see that at all the first time, and then she said it, and then I did see it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I still would have. I still would have.
Might have been. I think there was part of it was pre-game where he has a.
Yes.
I think there was a part of it there, but I feel like he was someone where he was very much known for his charisma and, and not like, and like just being like a very personable person. And so like that stuff, especially early on, I mean, when you're coming on an all-star season, you know how everyone plays. And so it's like, all right. And like everyone at least has experience and challenges, and you'll figure out if they're good or not after one or two. But I feel like it's like, okay, who's going to be really playing the game and who might be hard to get out? And I feel like he was someone where he was just like, he was known for being very, very social. Some would even say flirty. And then everyone's like, nope, gotta go.
Yeah, I liked Vytas going in. I was actually excited to see Vytas back again. And like I was actually shocked they took him out first. Like this is a pretty crazy first blindside, especially when Vytas had like Terry, the connection to Terry with Aris and Wigglesworth and Wu, and you thought the old school people were gonna stick together. And I thought Spencer is with the old schoolers because of that conversation with Terry, which is just, it's such a good conversation. Doesn't actually mean anything for what happens.
And like Abby's such a known villain. We know she's a villain. We know she's hard to get along with. We know that she knows it and she doesn't care. So like we're expecting, oh, well, they're gonna take out Abby.
Yeah.
Surprise.
And then
can we also talk...
like props to Abby, because I think Abby is a great character. But like, I mean, that's the expectation going in.
Can
She's
we
also a cool person. I met her a couple times.
Listen, as someone who has an attitude problem, who in general has zero fucks to give, I very much identify with and like Abby. I'm sure in real life she and I would be friends and we would laugh a lot together. But like on the island with no sleep, you assume that this person is like gonna rub people the wrong way and it's not gonna go well, but then it does. So like we're expecting it's gonna be like a landslide against Abby, and then it's not.
It's a 6-4 blindside. I was just gonna say, can we mention Wu's blindside face? Every single episode of this season is just like Wu's poor face, like he's just like shocked every single time.
Poor sweet Wu.
Yeah. He just had to make it one more tribal council. It was sad. I was like, I liked Wu a lot.
Yeah, I like him as a character. I feel like it's another character that I honestly don't know how much I totally appreciated Wu. I liked him in Kagyan, but it's just like I feel like I've grown to appreciate characters more in Survivor history, and Wu fully deserved to come back, honestly, just because he was such a likable character the first round.
He's a very good guy, but like in a cast like this that is like stacked.
Yeah.
Like we play the online games. I've been on all-star casts where like, hi, I like, not to do my own horn, I am an all-star. Like, and I have gotten swallowed up. So like poor little Wu. Poor little Wu.
Poor Woo. But also, like, there is tea to Vytas leaving first. Apparently, this was a reason that a lot of the season ended up getting spoiled, like with the boot order, or at least some of it. Was that Vytas left early, and that's why he wasn't at the reunion. He got banned from the reunion for leaving early, like leaving the Ponderosa early and heading back home. So
some people don't take first boot well. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I would imagine a lot of emotions going through, and like this is a overarching theme that gets talked about a lot in this. Is like, it's not just that a bunch of producers wanted you back and stuff. You were handpicked by the fans and stuff.
Right.
So there's that extra weight to it as well.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Let's get into the Bion tribe as well before we head back to Takeo for the Shirin stuff. But Bion, I did want to bring up Jeremy's strategy. We first see his strategy is the surround and drown strategy as a firefighter, and he wants to get the meat shields together as well. Like those two strategies, especially the meat shield, is something that we now use like every single like game and orgs even. Like I think it's such a good strategy if you're a threat to keep the other threats around.
Because once the other threats are gone, there's only one threat left.
Yeah. I think this was genius by Jeremy to align with Savage and Joe and Tasha and get Keith on his side. Like very, very good. So.
Yeah. And I mean, like, another great thing about it, I believe I binged, or I watched a couple episodes in a row. So, like, but also he came into this with, you know, a baby on the way and stuff like that. And he was always going to be like a big, you know, like thread in the game. But now he was very likable, obviously, his first season. But there was just this added like level to it. And that was like a great theme throughout it, getting to see as well. Like when he says, I'm playing for Val, I'm playing for my family, my unborn kid, you felt that.
Yeah. It was such a good story. Like, yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about Jeremy. So, but, and then the other storyline on Bion is that Steven Fishbach versus Joe storyline starts where Steven just wants to get rid of the golden boy this time, and Joe is over here doing yoga.
Just, you know, soaking up the screen time, being a thirst trap for everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
Who is not thirsty for Joe? Yeah.
At the time, every single woman in America and even some of the guys were thirsting for Joe. All right, and then back to Takeo. So now Shirin and Spencer think they're on top now, and surprise, they're gonna get overthrown.
They're gonna get blindsided.
Yeah,
like overthrown. But like, I need to talk about this episode. Because this episode to me is like such a like I don't even like. I almost want to say Shirin character assassination, but like she did it to herself. Like character suicide, because like in the last season, in the very previous season, she was treated horribly by her tribe, right? Like unforgivably horribly, right? Like, and there's no excuse for like what they did to her, but like so nasty, and like we felt so bad for her. And then like Mike came to her rescue just to be nice to her, just to like not be a jerk to her, right? So like we see the same thing now happening where like there's an outcast and there's like someone being mistreated by the tribe. And so I'm expecting Shirin to then be like, oh, this happened to me, so like let me step in, like someone stepped in for me. And then she does it and I'm like, ah!
Yeah. Terry talked about this in his What If interview with Shane and I, and he talked about more about like Shirin, like Abby was really mistreated by Shirin and everybody that night, and so like it was like, I mean, they do talk about it on the show, but like it was bad as what he had told us. So
right, and like I do get it. And like a real level that like sometimes you're just in a weird situation and like you don't really know what to do or how to act, and like you make a wrong choice in the moment, but like it's in front of millions of people, Shirin.
It sucks, but yeah, she did it to herself, and like I'm not the biggest Shirin fan. Like I voted her in because I did feel for her. I have a past with bullying and everything too, so that connection was made. And then I was pretty disappointed with her actions this season. So
Yeah.
She's a big. She was also a really big character. I mean, like first time we saw Shirin, she was like, "Hey, let's be bottomless and do shit around camp." I'm like, that's something that you don't see too often. And then she had a lot of great, powerful moments in there. And I think, I don't know, it's one of those things where sometimes if they're an early boot, they don't get as much love in the edit.
yeah, for sure. Well, so Shirin gets overthrown. Spencer once again at the bottom because his Charlie Brown arc has to keep going. So poor Spencer.
But this leads to him like having major growth.
Yes, it does. I mean, he's here to try to be less of a game bot than he was the first time. So I mean, he does try to change his second second chance.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get the first major twist to the game, which is swapping from 2 tribes to 3 tribes. And this is something that Survivor does a lot after this. But like, what was your guys' reaction to this at the time? Because I remember being like, "Oh, this is so cool."
I loved it. I'm over 3 tribes of 6 at this point in modern Survivor, current Survivor. But like at the time, this was like
unheard of. Like, all right, so I had a pet peeve back then in like Survivor when they swapped tribes, especially if it was themed. Yeah. It could be my brain just liking things being ordered. It was like, no, keep the theme and stuff like that. And also not fully understanding that Survivor, that those themes can still play out. But so I was like rolling my eyes a little bit. I was like, all right, they're going to do the tribe swap. But when in that next time on Survivor, he's like 3 tribes, I was like, ooh, okay, this is interesting. Especially like it was like, like with the established teams are as they are and the like power dynamic, you have 8 and 10 and how those numbers are going to come out. It's very, very curious to see like how these interactions are going to go when they already have like intermingled, they already have their alliances. So yeah.
I liked how the new tribes shook out too. It made it really interesting. I mean, you have the new Angkor that has Savage and Tasha on the bottom. We can kind of talk about that now. This is where like Tasha's game really ended up shining. Like she finessed that tribe to get her and Savage into power. Like they should have been dead meat, and they got the old Takeos to turn on each other. Yeah,
it was.
I love Tasha, so that was great.
Yeah. No, she's fantastic. One of the biggest highlights from like not only I know we didn't see her challenge prowess as much this season, but like going into this, like she was like doing very well in BBB, number 1, and so it was one of those things where it's like, all right, her and Savage, they can play up the strength card. If they do that, they should be good. And then it's like they ended up not surviving just 1 elimination, but 2 eliminations. As in like, okay, so they really, really pulled it off, which was which I liked because I saw Pearl Island, so I was like rooting for him, and then also like I said, love Kagayan, so like was obviously rooting for everyone on there.
Yeah, I know Shane's talked about it off recording as well. But Shane had mentioned that he thought production kind of stepped in to get Savage on the cast as like because Mike Holloway was supposed to be on it till he won, and then Savage replaced him. Maybe that's the case, but Pearl Islands is a great season. Savage was a great character in that season, so
I know for sure that I voted for Andrew Savage. I know that I did, and I don't think that I voted. I might have voted for Shane, but I don't think that I voted for Shane. So and again, nothing against Shane, but I was on the Pearl Islands podcast. I love Pearl Islands.
I love it.
He always had potential, right? Like the reason they took him out at 10 and he didn't make the jury was because they knew that he was like the leader and like the strategic mastermind of the Minority Alliance. So they took him out. So like,
yeah, and
give this man a chance.
Morgan was never rebounding after they lost Savage, so like, like he was their power player. So yeah, Savage was cool. I was fine, especially with what we'll get later in the season from him. I think him being on the season is great.
Yeah.
He gave a lot of flipping the birds and stuff, which I appreciate. It's like here's this lawyer, you know, like
he is a little
professional.
sassy.
He's flipping off everyone. He loses his shit a lot. It's cool.
Oh, it's so funny.
I like a little sass, so I like little sassy Savage.
Yeah. We'll talk more about him later. So Angkor goes. We do lose PG and Varner. So
you would have told me PG would be a third out. I would. Liar.
Yeah.
That's how stacked the cast is.
Yeah, I was sad about that, but she got blamed for Abby's bracelet going missing. So,
so like, say what you want about Abby, but she had a good hold. Of like, some people are like, oh, her social game is trash. I'm like, evidently not, because people are willing to like go to bat for her a lot.
True.
Like I said, I think in person, I think if I like knew Abby, I think I would be friends with Abby. I like her.
I've heard great things from her outside the show. Like I think I've heard everybody likes her outside the show. So so let's head over to Bion now, because they end up, I believe they threw this next challenge that they were planning to blindside Monica Badia, throw the challenge and get rid of her. So we do get this 3-2-1 blindside where I think Kimmi really gets the ball rolling on getting Monica out. Like Kimmi starts proving herself here too.
Kimmi was like, oh, she's gotta go.
Like a little snake in the grass.
Yeah, and like who saw this from like sweet, like my memory of Kimmi was like she was the vegetarian who didn't want to eat the what was it, the cow brain?
The cow brain. Yeah,
she wanted to eat the cow brain. Like
she can eat the worm.
She ate the worm, but like, you know, she's crying. Like that's my memory of her. And then she's like, oh, she's got to go. And I was like, oh, cutthroat Kimmi.
Well, it's also like one of the great things about, especially when it's been a while since a person has been on Survivor, or you know, like whether it's like, for her case 28 seasons, or like, you know, if it's going to be like Jenna Lewis 42 seasons or anything like that, it's like it's one of those things where they're a different person. They have experienced so much of life since then. And so it's like, you're not just getting Kimmi back then. You're not getting, you know, it's like, she's not like she was cryogenically frozen and then boom. It's like, no, she not only did Survivor, but she had an entire life that she lived and stuff. And like, you're always going to get something a little different. And so I like it when we haven't seen someone for a while. So it's like, you kind of get to see how they are now. So I think it was super cool. I didn't see, when I first watched it, Kimmi in her original season, but like after the fact, when I've watched, you know, Australian Outback a few times and then this, it was like, oh yeah, it is a pretty different stuff. And I'm glad that she got it for her. I think that was a cool part of the season, seeing so many people kind of go further than they did, especially people that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
That's a cool part about bringing people back who didn't do well their first time. So Monica gets blindsided completely. We also get Stephen Fishbach hitting the wrong target, which is pretty funny. Did want to bring that up because it's such a funny little moment.
It's fine.
Yeah. And then we do get a very sad moment where Terry Deitz is medically evacuated. We
thought his son was dead. We thought he and I didn't love Terry, right? Because like he's like winning every challenge, and I hate a leader. I don't like to be told what to do, so I don't like leaders. So like I didn't love Terry for that reason, but like he was such a challenge beast, and like I wanted to see like him and Joe and like
Yeah.
some of these like Jeremy, I want to see them like all go at it, and then I'm like, no, please go home and get to your son in time. Like,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
He's not only just a challenge beast, he's a guy like great personality as well. Like if you see like in Panama, Exile Island, his social game was pretty up there too. It was just he was winning too much stuff. He was able to get
Right.
in with like the young bucks and stuff, but
Yeah.
My
also outlast them.
my favorite moment again because I have a problem with authority. My favorite moment is when he's losing a challenge and Aris calls out, "Somebody call the ambulance!" But like, I wanted that level of shit talking, and then instead, I'm like, no, go home, get to your son. So like,
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, well, good news. Terry did let us know his son is good now. Like, so we were very happy to hear that, and I'm so glad that everything worked out in a good way.
Absolutely.
But I would love Terry back for a third chance because
I would love him for a third chance.
He got medevaced basically. I mean,
Surprised he didn't come back. Like I don't know personally if he wasn't, but like for 50, I'm like he definitely was someone I would have loved to see, but.
Right.
Yeah.
If it wasn't stacked full of half of the new era, whatever.
Yeah, he should have.
Well, we'll get into that when we get to the 50. It's fine.
Yeah, we will
like,
get.
Even in this one, we did see a lot of people from like the 20s and stuff in this. I think there's always going to be that recency bias, and it's also like for newer fans too. Like for me going, it was like, oh, I see so many people here that I've already seen. So whenever there's like a returnee season, it is going to feature heavily in that regard.
I hear what you're saying. Do you know what the challenge did for their 40th season? They had an equal number of every era. So they had 10 people from era 1, 10 people from era 2, 10 people, and they cut a bunch of people right away. They went down to 32 in the first episode, but like they cut 2 people from each team. But they did it, and the challenge is not a very well run show. So if they can do it, Survivor can do it.
There's something. All right, so I won't stay on this too long, but like, yes, they could have made a better arrangement for the cast. I will say, if you look at the individuals, it makes sense. There was always going to be great people cut from this.
Yes, there's always going to be great people cut from 50. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah,
I just like to talk shit because again, I have a problem with authority.
Wait, you like talking shit, Kevin? You?
Who said
Tiny
that?
Well, let's get, so now we get a second tribe swap, and the best thing to come out of this is we get Chaos, Kass, and Spencer reunited. You get the iconic quote of Spencer Bledsoe, 0% chance of winning after Spencer's retort in Kagyan. Like, it's so funny. And the fact that you think it's going to lead to Kass voting Spencer out again, but instead she uses Spencer to get Woo out. Like, this is just iconic.
I just love Kass, right? Like, do I ever think Kass is going to win a season of Survivor? No. I do not. I don't. I think she will blow things up before she's able to do that. I think Kagyan was her best chance. There wasn't a final 3. It's never going to happen. But bring her back.
She was very interesting. Well, I will say the first time I went through the character things, I think it was still on TV Network or something. Like it was like the breakdown of all the cast. I saw her and I was like not impressed from like the pre-press stuff. But like when she was in the season, I'm like, oh, okay, she came to play.
Yeah.
I mean, like she totally rewrote that season. So it's like
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love Kass as a character. I think she just brings so much interesting flair to Survivor. And like she even tried to change up her game this time. It didn't work out at all, but like she tried to be like cuddly Kass or kind Kass. And then she's just like, no, Kass is better, so let me just blow it up again. So
yeah.
It's so
to your branding.
So because she also like Savage is like, oh, I love Kass. Kass is amazing, and they're both lawyers. And as soon as Kass does Kass, and he's like, Kass is terrible. She's awful.
But it was interesting seeing that dynamic, especially because it's like, what do you go with it? Well, when it's a third tribes or second tribe swap and stuff, it's like, and they also don't know because it's, they're not gonna expect that, oh, they're gonna merge the very next episode.
Yeah.
It's like, do you go with your old tribe? Do you go peeps with your new tribe? It's like, technically speaking, I think they spent more time with their second tribe than their first tribe. So it's like
Yes.
there's weird dynamic, and it's kind of like, does distance make the heart grow fonder when it comes to those things? Ooh, if I ever get on, that's going to be for a confessional.
It's gonna be like a Fishbach poem, like he does on the season.
Yes. But, and this is the first time I feel like me, because like I was rooting for Spencer all the way. So I was nervous for Spencer here, especially since it looked pretty bleak for him. But, Kass was like, I'm willing to give you a second chance and then go forward, staying true to the theme. It's sad that Wu had to go, but like,
well, and the fact like
I wanted
Abby,
Spencer.
well, and Abby wanted to screw Wu over because he voted for her twice.
Abby was like, you voted for me twice, you're dead. I will rip your heart out, bite it, and then stomp on it on the floor because you voted for me twice. And I'm like, this is the kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like this game is my life right now, and I will do whatever I have to. Like, I will come for you. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the fact that she also like it's when Varner goes home and she's like yelling up to Wu like, make sure you don't write down Abby.
She's such great TV.
Yeah, like she's insane. All right, so we are gonna merge with the most people at 13 people. We'll kind of yeah. It's a crazy number to do that this early. So
I wonder what, I mean, like, yes, it's like, so you see more of your favorites in merge, but I also, because they did it quite a few times after that as well, where it was like
we've merged at 13 since then. Yeah,
millennials versus Gen X, David versus
but it was so great, as Jeff recently said in like 2 episodes. It's like the merge is where the game really starts. Everything before then doesn't matter, which I disagree strongly with.
I don't agree with that either.
Yeah, but it's like everyone gets excited for the merge, don't get me wrong, but like, it's like everyone gets excited to see them like do the individual challenges and like have the whole cast there doing it. But it's like, I don't know. I'm personally a big fan of like big merges because like it can be a bit more, there's more avenues that the game can go. It's less predictable.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's skip ahead so Kass goes, but we have to get to the best round of the game.
The greatest. Like, this is the only thing that compares to Parvati's double idol play in Heroes vs. Villains. This is the only one that even comes close. When she does the little dance. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. So Joe is winning immunities. Now it's like the majority
Joe is like not even comfortable.
Yeah. And so you also have Keith riding his Tuk Tuk on the reward, which is just such a beautiful Keith moment.
There is a thing that I wanted to mention that's a little sad when someone else on the reward was like, 10 years from now, this is going to be Keith retired, riding around on a beach. And I was like, I did tear up, like even me saying it, because I'm like, that was like, because he is such a great guy. And then like, damn, because that's one of those things where it just hits harder because, like it is the 10-year anniversary of that season too.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So it was like, oh man.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Yeah, I heard that too. Joe said it, and so like, it's like, Yeah, it sucks because Keith just seemed like such a great guy, and just like it came across on the show, and I think he's one of the best characters in Survivor history. So,
Right.
like I don't think anybody else could have pulled off this moment riding a tuk tuk around. Like production let him just take it around for a ride.
Yes, like typically when you're on set and doing anything like that, it's like no, don't touch things that don't belong to you.
They're just like, oh, it's Keith. We can let him do what he wants.
It's like, hang on, let's see where he goes with this.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful moment. All right, well let's get now to the Savage Blindside. So yeah, as you guys were mentioning, I mean, Kelley Wentworth, this is where, you know, she started to make a name for herself in episode 1. This is where she really makes a name for herself. So Joe is immunity. Basically, he then lets Kelley Wentworth know that the majority is putting all their votes on her. So she's like, okay, well, do we vote off Fishbach or Savage? I remember at the time, I thought Fishbach was going home. I thought that's whose name was going to come out. When all the Wentworth will not count were coming up, I fully expected, okay, it's going to be 3 votes Fishbach. Savage's name comes up. I yelled. It's like,
I also did not expect it to be his name. And when it did, I was just like, oh, like,
it's so good.
I don't like, that's one thing that I'll just never be able to experience live again. And it's so, it was such a good moment.
So
Savage made sense because like people were still kind of like targeting Fishbach.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, because the Witches Coven, which I love that name, it was just the 3 of them. And it's like 3 versus 9. So it's like if you keep some people that have been kind of causing commotion or like, you know, if they have like beef, it's like, well, we can't take it out. Like Savage was pretty centered in there. You know, like one of the strong people that was called out, like that tribal, it was like Sierra, Abby, and Wentworth just being like, screw this game. There's 5 people up top. There's 7 other of us. Why are we doing this? And I feel like, you know, like Sierra especially is someone where she really blew up this season where she was like, all right, she kind of took Sierra at the end of Blood versus Water and just went even further with it, which you know, did kind of lead to her downfall this season, even more so in a future season.
Yeah.
But it's something where, you know, we saw like, let's play the game, let's do this. And while I was watching, I'm like, yeah, why don't they do this? But it's like, you're also interweaved with each other. It's like, it's easier to just try and go after the Witches Coven.
Right.
Or at least so what we think.
So they thought.
Before the voting blocks start
I love it because like I love it too because like they aren't planning on her having an idol because when would she have gotten an idol? Because none of them noticed her during the challenge in the first challenge.
It's so good. Like
so good.
And like, yeah, just like everything that starts the voting blocks, as you brought up, Ryan. Like, I think they had to get rid of Savage to make the game more fluid because Savage is always going to be like loyalty and let's stay strong together.
He is going to be a keep your alliance together.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was a great move.
Yeah. No, it was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
So, and then we get, of course, Abby's like, well, at least you made it to the jury, and then Savage flips her off.
Yeah.
Because he just missed out on jury the first time.
Love.
Yeah.
I love sass. I love sass.
It's so good. It's so good. Definitely one of the best exits ever. But let's get to the next episode because this is where Steven Fishbach and Spencer jump off the Doghouse Challenge for the steal a vote advantage. This is, again, the next evolution in advantages because we got the extra vote with Dan the last season. And now this is like, oh, you can steal someone's vote now. Like, this is pretty crazy. We've never seen this. So what are your guys' thoughts on the steal a vote?
It seems so like basic now. Like, yeah, you steal somebody's vote.
It does.
Like it's a huge twist at the time, but like thinking back now, it's like this was more like why wasn't this more obvious? Why was it like, huh? But yeah, and to have to do it in the challenge, number one, give up immunity, and number two, like in front of everyone, like that's a fun little. What are you doing, Jeff? What do you have in mind? What are you thinking? I like it.
Yeah, I love how he sets it up too. Of like, You know, in 31 seasons, people make the biggest moves or whatever the whole spiel was, and then just like making the buoys rise up out of the water. Like, it's so good. And I really thought Spencer had that, and then Steven just blew me away, being like just barely getting it. So I was like, wow.
They both tall guys, so
Yeah,
like it was like whoever had the longest arms in that moment.
Right.
I am standing on that doghouse until a wave knocks me off. Like my feet will be numb because I'm standing up there. Like I'm not winning that swimming challenge to get that. Nope. I'm gonna stand right here and I'm gonna try to beat Joe.
Because it's an open advantage. You know, like it's a public, you know, like it's public knowledge. I was like, all right, that. Also, for Fishbach specifically, he already got called out. His alliance was even thinking about turning on him sooner because he plays very, very hard, which I like about Fishbach this season. However, it is something where a lot of people were clocking him as, all right, he's itching to make a move. And usually making a move means blindsiding one of your allies. So, or like that's what people always say, where it's like, oh, make a move, he's ready to do it. It's like, well, yeah, even if it was just against Joe, really, but
yeah. I do think Fishbach told us like he probably should have just burnt the steel vote at this tribal just to get rid of the target on his back. So, but I mean, I think
it's 2020. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real mistake is how he uses it at his boot tribal, which we'll get to. But
it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah.
Well, I mean, if he puts both votes on Abby, it's at least a tie.
Yeah, well, and I think
but then it's tied between him and someone else, and he can't use his votes.
Well, but I think he could use Joe's vote because he stole.
Right, so it's still an odd number of votes. So you still at that point then have, because I have the voting chart pulled up. You have the 3 people or the 4 people who are voting for Steven. They're voting again, but then you have Abby, potentially Abby. So you potentially scare somebody into flipping back. Like you have a chance, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the way he ends up using it, he like creates his own minority. Like
Yeah. I think he had a chance. Also, we should bring up, since we're talking about Steven's downfall as well, when they try to blindside him the first time, we get Jeremy playing one of his 2 idols on Fishbach, which was such a shock as well. Like Jeremy made this massive move, and then nobody is targeting Jeremy after. Like,
you would think he would get more heat from that, but nope.
It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people voted for Steven. He goes against 5 people, now down to a tribe of 9. No one cares.
Yeah. Well, because Spencer is trying to fill Steven's role to get to the end. He's trying to be like buddy with Jeremy. Like, if I get in with Jeremy, I can get to the end of the game. Which Spencer's mistake is not actually cutting Jeremy. But
that's always that mistake though, is not cutting that person.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Were you gonna cut Jeremy? I don't think I could do it. I just love him so much.
Yeah. I mean, everybody just loves this man. So, but yeah, so that's the first part of Steven's downfall. And then now we get the second part, which Steven unfortunately hyperfixates on Joe. Joe finally loses immunity. It's been 28 days. I brought it up in the chat. Joe is immune for 28 days.
He's immune for longer than an entire modern, like, new era survivor. Like, that's insanity.
Yeah. That, like, he deserves credit for that. Like, he may have not tied the official record, which technically Australian Survivor broke, but he
would Jeff count anyway? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he didn't tie the U.S. record, but he technically has that record of being like winning every challenge up till that point.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's crazy to think that someone was immune for that long, and the first time they're not immune, they don't get taken out. Like,
I
know. I see why Fishbach is like thinking he's okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right, like, who's not taking the shot at Joe right now?
He's won 4 immunities in a row, like, and been safe for this long. Like, why would you not take the shot at him?
It's I don't know. Maybe like, all right, we saw the god bleed. Now we can win challenges. It'll be fine. But that was a very huge gambit that they took. It did pay off.
Yes.
Like, I get it. It is very hard for someone to win every single challenge. However, it's like when you keep winning that, you keep winning rewards and stuff. He's not getting any weaker
Right.
until like well, I spoke a little too soon. And that wasn't me trying to be funny even. It was like, oh shit, well, in the Love One episode, he did pass out.
Yeah.
But
We'll
Yeah.
get to
it's one of
that.
those things. It's like, do you go after the? I don't know if they talked about or if it even made it to the edit. That does Joe potentially have an idol? Because I feel like, if you're that strong of a, competitor, maybe they do. Maybe he does. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to think about. But yeah, so Steven's hyperfixation on Joe, he gets voted out. And so
his reasoning for being hyperfixated too, of like, I lost this, like I've done this before. I've walked down this path before where we let this person go and we can't let it happen again. Like I understand the hyperfixation. It gives him a blind spot. Poor Fishbach.
Poor Fishbach. Again, great interview on our What If, so go check that out.
But great news for Fishbach. They don't let the golden boy make it to the end.
No, they take him out.
Because they turn around and they get him the next episode.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Loved Ones episode because this is also huge because Jeremy gets the visit from Val, finds out he's having a boy, and this is a huge part of his storyline. This is a beautiful moment.
Yes.
So,
there were a few. Another one was, Spencer telling his girlfriend he loves her for the first time and stuff like that. Like, and it's one thing, like we see we see the people of how they are on the show, and then sometimes it reflects that, and like, it's like, and I get it, like, saying I love you can be rough and stuff. So it was like it was a nice moment there. Maybe a little biased because it was Spencer. I was like, but it is something where I was like, it was something that was set up earlier this season, and then we got that like nice little payoff. Which was cool. We also got to see not just Val, we also got to see Dale come back. We got to see some, Survivor alumni,
Vera, Abby's mom, she came back.
Yeah.
So. And then Joe's dad, this is obviously a big storyline for Joe, is to get a family member out there. So good for Joe.
That was a weird visit. We don't have to talk about it.
I was waiting for you to bring it up because I think you've talked about it before.
It's a weird. Listen. I love my dad. My dad and I are not the closest, but I love my dad.
Yeah.
I'm not kissing my dad on the mouth. But like I feel like that's weird for anybody though, right? Like so like it would be weird for me, but like I think that's weird for everybody. Like I'm sitting there watching and I'm like, hey, like I wouldn't kiss my dad on the mouth because that's weird. Like, but even if like my dad and I had a different, I still don't think I would do it.
I mean, I don't know if it's a culture thing or
a cult thing. Like, maybe it might be a cult thing.
Oh,
but
boy.
Like it's something where I'm like, I was just like, oh, okay. Well, like obviously not something we do and stuff. So I try not to judge how people interact with their family members when it comes to that, especially if it's like.
I try not to as well, and I failed in this moment. I tried, but I failed because I still judged.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm sure he's a lovely man. I'm sure like you raised a very strong man of a son, right? Like I'm sure you're great. I'm sure you're wonderful. Thank you so much for all you've contributed to my entertainment. I thought it was weird.
All right, well, let's pass that to the other Joe moment of the episode where he passes out, holding the pole up. I believe Keith says at the reunion he also like basically passed out to his knees as well, which didn't make it on camera. But Cambodia really is very hot. They obviously filmed this after Koran, so like they had already had 3 people almost die there. So it's insane.
Not only that, it's like you're also looking up the entire time. That's gonna make you lightheaded. So it's like they were doing that. I think the lapse time was like it was definitely over an hour and some change. And it's like doing that for that long with all the other elements, you know, contributing to that. It's like, well, of course, like, you know, like I don't blame either of them for like, you know, for passing out
Right.
after that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. First appearance of Dr. Joe as well. So in the show, at least, obviously Koran was filmed, as I said, but yeah, Dr. Joe being there for the first time was cool. But
I do like that, like, because of the era of Survivor we're in,
yeah,
they let him go back in.
yeah. So
I'm calling out modern Survivor for being like, oh, did you sneeze? You might have COVID. Let's take you to a hospital in Australia to check you out. Sorry, you're.
Oh my God.
Did I mention I like to talk shit?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna get to tribal. Joe is voted out finally. Abby calls him a clown and says his hair looks moldy and he should cut it. So
Yep.
another dig by Abby. By Joe. Okay, so then we lose Abby here as well. I mean, this is a big moment for Spencer in terms of like he probably should have gone with Wentworth and Keith and Abby because Abby is basically a goat and he squanders that opportunity by voting the biggest goat out. But I also understand that it's a spot at the end that's not you. It's like the Courtney Merritt strategy in Panama.
Right. I am always cautious of those people because I'm a Jeremy. I'm a like loud out there in front of people, challenge, comp, threat. Like,
right.
So when I look at people and I see somebody that everyone wants to drag to the end, that person is taking up a seat that I need to be in, that I need to fight for. So like, I have to fight for that seat. So I can't have you in my way. So like, I get taking out a goat.
I think the tough thing too is for Spencer at that point, because I'm looking at this as like, if I'm looking at, you know, as the viewer, I'm seeing everyone's like, you know, win condition and what do they bring to the table. It's like, do you really want to go against Wentworth? Yours like, do you really want, hell, like even bringing Keith where like, even if you like, do you really want to go up against Keith?
Right.
Like you don't want to go up against Jeremy too, but it's like you already have this bond and you're kind of like invested already with Jeremy. It's like, and then you have, you know, Tasha who you're tight with, which I would say like they both are, you know, like obviously they're both zero finalists, but like, you know, like your story, you can play like the underdog thing as well, but so can she. So it's like, where is his, you know, like he has a tough road at the end of the game. So like having an Abby there, but even Abby could be like, you know, from the beginning of the night, it's really like how people spin it and really affect the jury with what they're saying. And I feel like at that end of the game, like even Kimmi can be like, no, I took charge of like this vote way early in the merge. I've always been comfortable. No one really saw me as a threat. I think everyone could make a case at the end at this point. You know, edit aside, it's like, who do you bring?
Yeah, I think Spencer honestly was drawn dead, unfortunately, and I think it's a lot of it just has to do simply with he's the youngest person on the cast. I don't think this jury is for
I think Spencer just has a hard time selling himself as the winner of this season.
Yeah,
with this jury, like not that he doesn't have a good argument. Not that like but like I just think that this jury, it like the level that they expect is just not where they perceive him to be, like maturity wise.
Yeah. Right. Like Kimmi and Savage and stuff, they're gonna see him as the arrogant 23-year-old kid and not as like a legitimate like player or threat. So
exactly.
But so yeah, we're gonna get Abby going. Let's get to our no votes tribal council for the first time in Survivor history.
Not the last time.
Yeah. So Jeremy and Wentworth both play idols again, and it is no votes. And so then we get the craziness of them going to a revote, and it's Tasha and Kimmi. Kimmi is also flipped, by the way. We should also mention that Kimmi is trying to make a move. She gets caught. Yeah. Spencer's been trying to tell Jeremy, hey, Kimmi has flipped on us. And so we get kind of the funny moment that is obviously going to get Savage scolding Jeremy, but like Jeremy in his anger is like, Kimmi, shame on you, you flipped on me, and then he goes skipping to the voting booth. So, which I thought was funny.
I remember watching this. I'm like, what do they do? I mean, like, I guess they vote again for the people that are remaining, but it's like when it's like a survivor first like that, where it's like so crazy, it's just like you're just in the moment. And then the fact where it's like, well, if you don't choose between Kimmi or Tasha, Keith, sucks to be you. And Keith was almost like,
send me to the house.
The crazy part was he was considering it. It was like, like she's a single mom and stuff. She needs this more than me. There's just another great moment for that for Keith as well. But it was like 100%. In that moment, I'm like, what is about to happen here? Like,
Yeah, Keith. I love Keith's quote. Yeah, send him to the house. Like, I think that's just a funny quote. So another great Keith moment. But yeah, it was sad that Keith almost offered himself up to get voted out.
Oh my god. Yes. I was like, Keith. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, logic takes over that, like, no, I'm gonna stay in the game for $1 million. But like, even to have the thought of like, no, it's fine. Like, let this other person is just like,
Yeah. I think for Kimmi, I think she obviously should have tried to make a move one round earlier.
But it's the same thing that happened in Blood vs. Water with Sierra.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I guess she can't account for the fact that 2 idols are both going to get played, but still should have made it one round earlier, Kimmi. Like, you had the chance. So yeah. So then everybody's gonna vote out Kimmi. So this was a crazy tribal at the time. I think really redefined everything. Like
the first time Jeff brings out the whiteboard to like
Well, I mean, like, also, let's just say, hell of a way to start a finale too. It's just like, like opening tribal counts for that. You make history. It goes, there's so much chaos, and then like you see, and I think you see so much good stuff, good entertainment in that like one single tribal council that it's like, I know they kind of top it 1 year later, basically, but it was like at the time I was like, I don't think it gets any better than this. This is like the most insane thing ever.
Yeah.
Right, and like that you put everyone on the spot like that, and like it was a great TV moment. I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I loved this. Might be our best finale so far in Survivor history. So I don't think a finale really comes close. Like, I think this finale even beats out like Heroes versus Villains and Kagion for me. Like, it's just that good.
As a finale,
as just a finale, yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think that I just personally have such a spot in my heart for Heroes vs. Villains.
Oh yeah.
That like overall I put the season ahead of it, but like this finale,
yes, finale itself, yeah, I think this is the best finale.
Brilliant.
So Kimmi goes, and then Keith and Wentworth, they do try to make the fake idol. Keith says like it was so cheesy that he just chose not to play. I love Keith so much. Like, it's just so funny. But my favorite moment...
Shout out to Keith too, that like he just seems like we talk about him as such a nice guy, right? That we forget that like this man made it very far 2 times, fairly close together. Like
4th and 5th, that's really, really good. He's the better version of Big Tom. Like
right,
pretty much.
Yeah, like and my favorite moment is Jeremy trying to get Keith's attention.
It was so funny. He's just like it's like
it's so good.
He's just sitting there just looking off in the distance, thinking about the vote, maybe, like how Big D or his son's doing. And he's like, oh wait, Jeremy's trying to talk to me.
So good. And this is also a great move by Jeremy as well, to be like throw Spencer under the bus, and it's gonna make Spencer kind of like lose himself at the end there of like he's like I think this really, he knows it's gonna set Spencer off at the end. So
Yeah.
Great move by him. So, yeah, we are gonna lose. We're gonna lose Keith here, and then the final immunity. I wanted to bring up, like, obviously we know the behind the scenes. So Wentworth, they have practice rounds. Wentworth won the practice round of this challenge, and then when they actually played it, for the actual challenge, she lost it. So
Can you imagine? Because like
that would hurt.
yeah.
So, because what at that point we probably lose Tasha, or do we lose Spencer? Who do we lose at that point?
I think we lose Spencer. To be honest, I think Jeremy is gonna see. I think he would stay true to Tasha more.
That's true. He probably keeps.
Yeah,
Tasha.
I think.
And I think
yeah.
Wentworth just goes with whatever. Like, I don't care at this point. I'm immune.
Wentworth was tired of Spencer's shit at that point.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Right. So Spencer goes. So now you have Jeremy versus Wentworth as a and Wentworth has the Savage Blindside with the idol on her resume at Final Tribal Council. Like,
and she might
also being at a 9-3,
at a 9-3 disadvantage, and she makes it to the end as like the last one standing from her 3. I think she has a great argument. I think Jeremy has such an arc, but part of that might be the edit. And if she makes it, like, maybe the edit's a little different. Like,
yeah,
I think you have a very, very good Final Tribal Council. Like, you have a battle for that win.
I think it's close.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it's close. I do think Wentworth just pulls it out, but again, like you said, Kevin, the edit could be different.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like from what we see, like Jeremy has such an arc of like being the guy who's going to win. He gets such a winner's edit. So that's what we see. But like maybe if that's not how it plays out, maybe that's not the edit we get, and maybe so like I don't know how much of my idea is colored by that, but like. I think it's a battle, and I think it's a fun battle to watch, and I think because once that's the final 3, I mean, I want Tasha to get votes because I love Tasha, and I want Spencer to get votes because I love his growth. They're not beating Jeremy, so
it was a foregone conclusion. I remember my friend at the time, I picked Spencer, he picked Jeremy, so it was like which one of us was going to win, and we knew he was going to win because we're like Jeremy is winning.
Yeah,
this.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, we get to Final Tribal. I mean, Spencer gets called an arrogant kid by all the parents on the jury. Jeremy does get scolded by Savage for skipping around and has to explain it, which I think does a great job. And I know the criticism is going to come up. I think people will criticize Jeremy, and then we'll get Adam in a couple seasons with their sob story won them the game. Obviously, I'm going to push back against that. I think they were winning regardless of whether they.
I think especially because I think I've talked about it before that I don't love Millennials versus Gen X as much as some people do. Like, it's fine. Mm-hmm. The finale is one of the few episodes in Survivor I've never watched, but whatever. It's fine. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So my point being that Jeremy was winning, and him saying that is not a sob story to get votes. Him saying that the honest moment of this is how much I have been playing, that I knew that this information could impact your decision making, and I didn't want that to happen. So that's the level that I've been playing. Right. Not vote for me because my wife is pregnant, but I need you guys to understand how hard I've been playing this entire time.
Right. Not only that, that's hard to keep in something that big. I don't care if it's your first child, third child,
right,
50th.
Right.
It's just that's something where it's especially with people and stuff like that. It's you're holding on to amazing news throughout that, and it does play a factor into this game. And he even says it was that would make me even more of a threat if I did. It's and if you even take that aside, that was just he still played a phenomenal game. He was the leader. He had the right shields. He brought the right people to the end. And he won. He didn't have to win all the challenges. He just needed to win the one that would get him to,
he needed to keep Wentworth from winning Final Immunity.
Yeah. Exactly.
And once that happened, he was golden.
Yeah, as soon
Exactly.
as he wins that challenge when Spencer drops, you can tell he's crying because he knows he just won the game. Like at that point, like it was happening regardless. Jeremy was going to win, so Jeremy wins 10-0. Let's get to the rankings now that we've made it through the discussion of this season. Such a big season.
He's got to be in top 10.
Let me pull up my rankings.
Yeah. So let's start with the first boot. So we're adding Vytas to this list. Our top 10 right now is Tina Wesson All Stars, Sonia Borneo, Johnny Fairplay, Micronesia, Francesca Caramoan, Zane Knight, Philippines, Sugar Heroes versus Villains, Francesca Redemption Island, Chicken Morris, Dam, Rupert Bonham, Blood
Nice.
Water, and Nadia Anderson, San Juan del Sur. That is the top 10 as we have it. Where is Vytas going to land?
I would say he's probably in the top 10 just because he's the brother of a winner. He's a returning player. He's memorable. Like, this is a very memorable season. So I'd say he probably makes the top 10. I have him in my top 10 for similar reasons. It's just like I remember him, and I remember his downfall of like, I had this high idea of him, and then it was not high on it. Like, so the whole thing I think is memorable. I think he'll be high.
I think it's lower end of the top 10. Like,
lower end of the top 10, but I think he will make the top 10.
Like 7 through 10, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, Vytas just missed out on the top 10. He's number 11. He's just under Nadia. So,
all right. I have Vytas just ahead of Nadia in my personal rankings.
Yeah,
I wasn't
think
smart and I didn't screenshot mine, so that is on me.
I kept it as a Google Doc.
He deserved to be maybe a notch higher, but I
wouldn't. That's not a hill I would die on. But like, I just would have expected him to make it. But like,
just as long as Jelensky is number 1, that's all that matters.
He absolutely will not be, because I made sure to rank him in absolute last place. So he will not be.
Well, we'll get there eventually.
He'll probably make the top 10 because you all are idiots in the way you vote.
He was iconic. There was no one more worthy.
He was idiotic.
We'll get this argument.
There was no one more worthy.
We'll get this argument in a few months.
He will not be number 1 because I made sure of that. Anyway, we're moving on to what? Fallen Angel.
Yeah, Fallen Angel.
Wentworth better
She's
be number 1. She's number 1.
Okay.
She's number 1.
Our top 10, we have Sari Fields, Rob Sesternino, Malcolm, Jerry Manthe, Kathy Vavrick O'Brien, Rudy Bosch, Yao-Man, Lex, Terry Deitz, and Ian. Wentworth is number 3. She is right under Rob Sesternino, above Malcolm.
She's number 1.
I understand underneath Sari. I think I understand underneath Sari, but Rob, I that's a hard argument. I feel, I don't know. I think maybe it was like where people rank stuff, but I would say like under Sari I get. But like,
I love Sari. Sari is one of my all-time favorite players. I love Sari. I will watch any show that she is on as many times as she is on it. I don't care. I love her. Kelley Wentworth is one of the greatest, like, Fallen Angel, the whole storyline, all of it is so good. Even like the behind the scenes of it is so good. Like, she's number 1. I don't care. You all are wrong. Who voted her lower than number 1? You're wrong.
I don't have her as my number 1, but I.
How darest thou? How darest thou?
I think she's great though. Like, she's 100% deserving of this spot. I think
you're getting the full government name. Jacob, go to your room.
I think he's already in his room.
I am well, I'm not in my bedroom, but
exactly. You go think about you go sit in the corner, you think about what you've done well, Neo and I sit here and we discuss the rest of this.
All right. Well,
you know it's bad if he just wants to be on a call with just me.
I didn't invite Sarah.
All right. Losing finalists, we're going to add Spencer and Tasha to the list, but our top 10 right now, it is Boston Rob All-Stars, Parvati Heroes versus Villains, Russell Samoa, Stephen Fishbach, Token Teens, Aussie Cook Islands, Colby Australia, Amanda Micronesia, Kelley Wigglesworth Borneo, Jacqueline San Juan del Sur, and Stephanie LaGrosa, Guatemala.
I don't think, maybe Spencer, I don't think Tasha's going to make it just because Tasha was not winning. Maybe Spencer makes it because people like him, but also like in my mind, Jeremy's win is just so dominant that like I don't like when I'm ranking runners up, I'm ranking in terms of could they have won, and like they couldn't have won. So
yeah,
That's
So
was my
I don't think that they're gonna make it, but maybe Spencer does because people like Spencer.
yeah. I
agree.
love Spencer. I connect to Spencer as the nerdy guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But I when I ranked Spencer, I was looking at his win equity, and he was just like you said, Kevin. He wasn't winning this season, and so that's why I ranked him a little lower. Not like too low, but Tasha ended up as 25th. She is right under Monica Culpepper and above Wu. So, and then Spencer ended up cracking the top 10. He is knocking Stephanie LaGrossa out of the top 10. So
Rude, but okay. Steph
the true
played a
winner of Guatemala.
Steph played a very good game in Guatemala. So
she did. She did.
I disagree with that.
She
but
should have won. She should have won.
I agree. Go ahead and go back and watch Guatemala. I agree. I also I love, again, I don't follow these people off the show, so sometimes I hear things about people and I'm surprised, and that's fine. I have always loved Steph. She's another one. I'll watch whatever she's on.
Yeah.
All right. Love her.
Let's get to our winner rankings. Let's add Jeremy, but our top 10 right now, it is Parvati Micronesia number 1. We have Tony Vlachos number 2 from Cagayan, Kim Spradlin, Todd Herzog, Yul Kwan, Natalie Anderson, Boston Rob, Richard Hatch, and the Sandras. So with Pearl Islands above Heroes versus Villains.
He better be. This is an iconic season. This is a dominant win. He better.
I would say
I have him as number 3.
Top 5. He's top 5.
I have, just to be clear, I have Natalie Anderson as number 1, and the fact that some of you did not rank her that highly is still upsetting to me. But I have Natalie. I have Sandra in Heroes vs. Villains, just because I think that second win, I don't care what you think of her gameplay. The fact that she won for a second time is like amazing. And then I have Jeremy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair. Jeremy is the new number 7. He's right under Natalie Anderson, his 20 and above.
Oh my gosh, they go together.
Yeah. At least he's above Boston Rob. So
yeah, listen. Respect to Boston Rob. Again, these people go on TV.
Yeah,
they entertain us, and they put themselves out there. Thank you for that. However, the one time that he won was kind of handed to him. Like
I
they put a
bunch
bunch of Rob fans on a season and Russell haters on a season, and then like put the two of them on there, and like, well, I wonder how that's going to play out. So like, do I appreciate everything he's provided to me? I do. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the times you've been on The Amazing Race. Thank you for all the things you've given me over the years. However, Jeremy had a better win than you.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, he's a very entertaining guy, as well as like he brings drama. He's not afraid to make big moves. Sometimes it leads to him getting an early bout, which is
right.
Or early outs, which is why some people are like, "Is he really that great?" But I'm like,
I'm not even gonna.
Good TV.
Yeah,
he's good TV.
With Jeremy, I mean, I think he's just a fantastic player. He fully deserved this win.
Yes.
Again, like I don't think what he said at Final Tribal changed what was going to happen.
No.
As we said, like I think Jeremy played such a dominant game. He literally gained jury votes by like he literally saved Stephen Fishbach. Like I think that's just such a good move, both for jury management and just like and the fact that, as we said, he didn't get targeted right after just shows how good Jeremy is. So all right, the season rankings. We're adding second chances. Our top 10, it is Heroes versus Villains, Cagayan, Micronesia, Pearl Islands, China, Borneo, Cook Islands, Blood versus Water, San Juan del Sur, and Worlds Apart cracked the top 10.
That is criminal.
I
can at least
go down.
I can at least take solace in knowing that it's getting knocked out now, because there's no way this isn't. I have as number 2. There's no way.
This is top 3 seasons for like. This is top 3 season for anyone. It depends on what day you ask me. It's between that, Cagayan, and Heroes versus Villains. It's like
my top 3 are my top 3 winners. I have Heroes versus Villains, Cambodia, and then San Juan del Sur. Those are my top 3.
Fair.
Well, Second Chances is the new number 4. It is under Micronesia, above Pearl Islands.
Okay, that still makes sense.
All right, I have like, Micronesia as number 5. I have it up there. So okay.
It's a little lower in my top 10, but it's like I get it.
Yeah, at least it knocks Worlds Apart out of the top 10s.
Yeah.
That
So
conversation.
surprised.
Listen, other chat members, when you're watching this, that conversation's not over because how dare you?
I wonder if Kristen just voted multiple times for
You've created
Just for
stock
fun.
accounts just to go vote for it and rank it higher. I wouldn't put it past her.
Heinous behavior.
Wretched bitch.
All right.
I want to clarify if anyone has not watched The Lost. Chris and I call each other at 1 a.m. and we are very good friends. We have cried to each other. It is fine. But she's the worst sometimes.
It's an inside joke for people that don't watch our Lost content. Go watch it. So, all right. Favorite male and female player. I'm gonna go with Spencer and Wentworth for favorite male and female. Again, just connect to Spencer and Wentworth. I mean, has to be the favorite female. I mean, she just did such a good job. So, Ryan.
I mean, same. I would give honorable mentions to Abby. I would give it to Jeremy and Keith as well.
Yep. Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Keith because we love Keith. And like underrated as being a great player. Also, huge shout out to Kimmi. I think Kimmi does, like, obviously I'm gonna go with Wentworth because Wentworth is, I love her. But like Wentworth made a lot of her second chance, but so did Kimmi. And in such a like we saw that potential in Wentworth, but like I don't know that we saw that. We just like wanted to have an old school like Australian outback person back, right? Like, and that she made it so far and did so well. Like, shout out to Kimmi, but like, come on. And like, shout out to Tasha. I love Tasha, but the star, the female star of the season is Kelley Wentworth.
Hands down.
Come on.
Sneaky.
Right. And I've talked about this a few times. I have not shared this with the entire world. However, I do have a just for fun slideshow ranking my favorite winners, and Jeremy is number one. Jeremy will continue to be number one in my heart until another big, beautiful man who is called daddy by people other than me makes it on the show and replaces him. But until then, Jeremy's always just going to be my favorite.
Yeah. I remember that. All right. Last question to close this out. How did this season contribute to the evolution of Survivor as we know it?
So much.
Yeah.
Where do you even begin?
Yeah.
I mean, steal a vote. Cool. Let's mention that before we forget. But like the strategy.
Yeah.
The idea, like, it's so crazy to like watch Survivor and like think about your favorite seasons and then go back and watch some of the old ones and realize like Heroes vs. I still love Heroes vs. Villains. It is still going to be my favorite, but like it's crazy to watch like how loyal they were and how they were just like sticking, like that, like the current strategy that we have of like constantly wanting to blindside people. That wasn't really a thing until fairly recently. So like this voting block, like I'll make a deal with you this round, and maybe I stab you in the back next round, and we both understand that that's how this is going to work. Like, amazing. Thank you, Second Chancers, for giving that to us. Thank you, Fishbach and Jeremy, for giving that to us.
100%. Ryan?
Let's see, there's that. There's also, I would say, even structure, where it's like, you know what? Yeah, we can have big juries. You know what? We can go 2 and a 3 and stuff. And then like, you did see a lot of that, like structure wise, to kind of also expand on it. It's just like, another thing is like, this was such an iconic season. And like, let's just say the standard for more love to Wentworth. How many people go out and like, I want to play like Kelley Wentworth? It's just like, you know, that is the new standard. That is the new icon. That's new person people aspire to like be when they go out on the island. There's like, they want to have just as much impact as her, like, you know, and then like, you know, winner, you have like Jeremy, and it's like, you know, you hope to have like such a great game as him and as he did in this one, where you find idols, even if you yourself only really needed it once. You play it for other people. You had a great social game, and you win the final challenge, and you take out the biggest threats.
So you're saying like finding idols and playing them for other people like should get you the respect to win the game. Maybe we should go back in time and tell the Vanquish season 8 jury that.
Yeah. I forgot
this was before I was in the community.
Yeah, but we forgot to bring that up, Kevin, because you played Vanquish Second Chances. For those of us who know, we play orgs, and you.
So yes, for all of you who are new around here, maybe you joined Vanquish, but after season 8, I played season 3. I went out in the first week, very much a like Wentworth storyline of like. Yeah. And I was like, Kristen reached out to me, was like, "Hey, do you want to be in the fan vote?" And I was like, I was like an early boot from the season. What are you talking about? Sure, whatever. Put me on the ballot. And then I got voted on, and I don't know how. And totally expect, like, even my little intro video is like, listen, if you want drama, if you want hilarity, then like, yes, bet on me. But if you want a winner, don't. And then I made it all the way to the end. So like, I very much see a lot of like myself in Wentworth in that way of like no, I made the most of it, and so I appreciate the people who did that as well. The jury, the problem that I have is that it's like I was saying, I think before we started recording, we're like, if it's brains versus brawn versus beauty, I'm on all 3 tribes. So like, some people just can't handle that. So unfortunately, I did not win the final vote. But yes.
Yeah.
You still won the milestone mini, and that was a pretty intense game too. So like, you may have not won that one, but like that set you up for success in the next one.
True.
You built upon it.
Just to head back to how this impacted Survivor history, as you said, the voting blocks, everything. I think just having it in the hands of the fans, the true hands of the fans, just like season 50 says.
The season 50 being like what color buffs do you want? Listen, that's not in the hands of the fans. Give us a chance, because do I think that some of these people are going to be... I don't want to hate on the cast. Again, I appreciate all these people who go on national TV. They put themselves at risk to be hated on and villainized. I appreciate all that they do for me and my entertainment. Thank you so much for that. However, I would have voted for certain other people, like maybe whose names begin with J and end with Airy Manthe, right? Like, so...
Yeah.
So I would have appreciated if In the Hands of the Fans was a little more In the Hands of the Fans.
Agreed.
Personally.
Agreed.
I agree.
All right. Well, that is the end of Cambodia Second Chances. So yeah, next week we're heading to season 32, the season that was filmed before this. Kevin, you're coming back on with Kristen and Jonathan to talk about Koron, talk about Michelle, Caleb, Beast Mode Cowboy, Aubrey. Obviously, you're going to be on 50, so we get to talk about Aubrey for the first time.
I love Aubrey. I love Michelle, and I love that. I mean, spoiler alert, Michelle is the only person who has played Survivor twice, made it to the end both times, and not been voted out somewhere along the way. So that she's the only one who can say that, because everybody else who has made it to the end more than once has also been voted out at some point. So I am a hardcore Michelle defender. So if you are... Right. If you're against Michelle, if you don't like Michelle because you think that one was controversial and you think that Aubrey should have got it, it's not that I hate you. It's that I'm going to argue with you.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to argue that point, because I remember how angry the community was, but we'll get there next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Try to argue with me in the comments. You're going to lose.
Yeah. Talk to us about how you felt about Second Chances, and we'll see you all next week for more Survivor 1 through 50 on the Tribe of Nerds.